If you haven't gathered by now, I've been a massive fan of Cartoon Network for 25 years, and it's by far one of my favourite YouTube video subjects. But no matter who it is, if they're talking about Cartoon Network of the 1990s, there's always one group of cartoons that can't be ignored. Yep, that one. If you're talking about the first decade of Cartoon Network's life, you absolutely cannot leave out the cartoons. They are pretty much the gold standard for original programming on the network. And many of us, including myself, grew up on these shows and consider them to be some of the best. It's been a dream for many years to own the entire Cartoons lineup. And now, I do. Let's have a look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's do it. Before we begin, I have actually reviewed one of these in depth already. If you're interested on what my thoughts are for the Eds, check out Video Memories episode 83, I believe. It's called The Eds Are Complete. But beyond that, we're just going to have a look through and see what we can come up with. Dexters Laboratory, yep, the show that started it all back in 1996, I think. Yeah, this was a big one. This came out a couple of weeks ago, I think. It came out in June, and yeah, a lot of people were anticipating this, and you know, it's okay for what it is. I'll start with the positive. The slipcase for this thing. The slipcase is excellent. It's basically Dexter's face with the glasses reflecting the blue background. That is fantastic. I'm not much of a slipcase guy myself. You can tell just looking at my collection. But this is probably my favourite slipcase in my entire collection. Beyond that, it's a pretty bland set. It has every episode, and unlike a certain other release, it actually has its movie, Ego Trip. I've also reviewed that. But it's got a very basic presentation. The organization of all the episodes is it's awful. Season 1 is completely jumbled, and I think season 2 is broken up into 4 different seasons, I think. Honestly, trying to read the booklet that came with this set is just a nightmare. I got a headache when I first tried to read this and trying to make sense out of it. If you remember when I talked about biggest party video ever in Video Memories, you'll know my thoughts there when it comes to episode arrangement. But yeah, this was okay. It has everything at least. The best word I have for it is serviceable. Yeah, Dexter's Lab is serviceable. Cartoons! Johnny Bravo. Now, of course, Johnny doesn't have a complete series set, but I wanted to have at least one thing from every cartoon. So what we have here is the complete first season, and yeah, it's okay. It's the Cartoon Network Hall of Fame selection. I think, yeah, Curse the Cowardly Dog came with that as well. Yeah, this doesn't have a complete series yet, but so I just got the first season, and you know, it was good. It was all right. If you were around in the 90s, obviously you knew Johnny Bravo. He was meant to get a movie, I think, with Dwayne Johnson, but that just never happened. But yeah, the first season, yeah, it's still pretty good, I would say. And yeah, this DVD it does the job pretty well. It's got some decent looking bonus features on the back as well. So yeah, Johnny Bravo Season 1. Actually, while we're here, if anything is incomplete in this collection, I will and it gets a complete series released down the road, I will probably replace anything individual. So yeah, if Johnny gets a complete series, I will be swapping out the first season. Cartoons. Cow and Chicken. Cow and Chicken, yeah! Cow and Chicken, yeah! Cow and Chicken, yeah! Yeah, this was probably one of the quirkiest shows on Cartoon Network at the time. It still is. This is a bootleg. There were just some shows I couldn't find authentic releases, so I just had to go with bootlegs. Cow and Chicken does have actual physical home media releases out there, but they are exceedingly rare and incredibly expensive whenever they show up on eBay. So I just had to settle with this. This has every episode of Cow and Chicken, and it also has the last season of I Am Weasel, because I Am Weasel was packaged with Cow and Chicken. Initially, it was like 2 episodes of Cow and Chicken plus 1 I Am Weasel in like a 22-minute package. But then at the end, I Am Weasel got his own individual season, sort of like Pinky and the Brain with Animaniacs. And it's all bundled in here, and yeah, this is a pretty good set. I've heard that the artwork on this is stolen, which really sucks if it's true, but beyond that, this is a pretty cool set, and it's quite impressive for a bootleg, actually. Also, it's on Blu-ray, so it's got it stands out from the rest of the collection. So yeah, Cow and Chicken.
Cartoons.
Yeah, this is a big one. This was actually the driving force for this entire collection, actually. I've wanted to own this for years. This is actually a reprint of the 10th anniversary set from, which I think was 2009. It is basically the same set, except in this case, the discs are all individual. There's no double-sided discs in this. And I remember, beyond the price that the 10th anniversary set would go for on eBay, the double-sided discs was a problem for me. But yeah, this has everything. It's all on single-sided discs, so the presentation is excellent. The only thing it's missing is the Powerpuff Girls movie, which I own on VHS, so it's not a problem. Actually, one complaint I do have about the Powerpuff Girls is something it has in common with Dexters Laboratory. The disc holsters are completely loose in the case. There's no way to actually keep them restrained. So, I don't know why it's like this. Probably just another cost-cutting measure from Warner, but Dexter's is the exact same thing. And honestly, beyond that, that's the only thing I actually dislike about the case beyond, I guess, missing the movie. Yeah, I'm not a fan of these holsters. But apart from that, this is easily the best thing in the entire collection. This set is fabulous. Everything looks great. It's got great presentation. There's a lot of bonus features. There really is a lot of bonus features in this. The thing that caught me by surprise is it actually has a few Cartoon Network bumpers in it, like that would show up whenever there were. It was those bumpers you'd see in the Powerhouse era before you'd go to commercial. It was impressive that they actually included that in this.
It's the Powerpuff Girls, and it's a bunch of roaches! This is disgusting! Squash like a bug!
So yeah, Powerpuff Girls is a great set. This is easily the best thing in the entire collection.
Cartoons!
And now we drop it a bit with Ed, and Eddy. Yeah, if you know, I've talked about this multiple times in Video Memories, but Ed, and Eddy is my favourite Cartoon Network show, and probably my favourite cartoon ever. Unfortunately, what it has is a pretty disappointing complete series set. It doesn't have every episode. It's missing the movie. The controls and such are really wonky. The first series, I talked about this in Video Memories in better detail. But I have actually learned a couple of things since doing that review. The episode collection in this is actually based not on the series itself, but on how it was presented on HBO Max, which explains why it's missing the movie and a couple of specials towards the end of the show. Like, I think it was the Halloween episode, the Christmas episode, and the Valentine's Day episode, which were not on HBO Max, so that's why they're not on here. And one other weird thing I discovered, This set has forced letterbox. It looks like it's presented in a 4:3 aspect ratio, but it's actually 16:9 widescreen. They just cropped. They just letterboxed all the episodes, so you got forced black bars on the side of the episodes whenever you watch it. It's a really sloppily made DVD set, which is a shame because the first two seasons, once again, I mentioned in Video Memories, the first two seasons look actually good with good presentation, and then you get just the most bland, boring thing possible for seasons 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, like I said, if a complete series set comes out for any of the other shows, I will replace them. But honestly, when it comes to the Eds, I'm thinking about just getting a bootleg. One that actually has all the episodes and the movie. So yeah, disappointing, I know.
Cartoons!
Courage, the Cowardly Dog. So we're going from my favourite show to my wife's favourite show. She loves Courage the Cowardly Dog. She's a dog lover in general. She loves the horror aspect of the show, and for a complete series set, this one was actually pretty okay. This did the job. It had okay presentation, I think. It had all the episodes. It controlled well. So yeah, no real complaints there. She already has this box set, but since I was building a collection, I figured I would just get this myself. So yeah, no real complaints with Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's a great show. I have a super chunk recording of it, of all the shows I could have. Yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog, great show. Pretty good DVD set.
Cartoons!
Now we get to a weird section. What we have here is 3 sample DVDs for shows that don't really have actual home media releases. First one up, Mike, Lou and Dog. This really does look like a bootleg, and I would understand why you get it, but this is a sample DVD put out, I think, 2008, I think? I could be wrong. But yeah, like Time Squad, like Sheep in the Big City, it has... All 3 of these DVDs have one thing in common. They're basically promotional releases. They have, I think, 3 episodes each of the show, I think. Yeah, it's very, very basic packaging. You get what you get. If it's to introduce... honestly, these could work as decent introductions to the shows in question. Yeah, for what they are, they're all right. They do the job. It was actually weird to look at Michael and Dog in DVD clarity. I've never seen that. I think in my entire collection, I only have 1 episode of Michael and Dog, and it's in VHS quality at EP speed, at extended play speed, I think. So yeah, it was weird to actually go to DVD quality of this.
Cartoon.
Sheep in the Big City. This was the biggest surprise for me. When I was searching through the other shows trying to find home media DVD releases for this, I did not expect to find something for Sheep in the Big City, but yeah, there it is. Sheep in the Big City I remember from when I was a kid, but it didn't really air much on Cartoon Network. I don't even think it made it past 2002, I think. So it was a weird show, but it was interesting at least. So yeah, but same thing. It's a basic promotional release. Once again, if it's to introduce you to the show, this works pretty well, especially for an obscure show like Sheep.
Bah, bah.
Actually, Mike, Lou and Dog and Sheep were pretty cheap at least, so that's handy. But the next one was actually pretty expensive. Time Squad. Yeah, for a promotional release, this cost me a lot more money than Mike, Lou and Dog. It actually cost me more than both of them put together. Time Squad was a show I didn't watch initially. I remember around 2006 with the Cartoons block I used to watch every night. This replaced, I think it replaced Am Weasel. And yeah, it was an alright show. Once again, it's impressive that they actually had a DVD for this. Once again, promotional. It has 3 episodes. Good introduction, but it's an expensive DVD, so I don't necessarily recommend this one as much as Michael and Dog or Sheep in the Big City, but it's there.
Cartoon!
Whatever happened happened to Robot Jones? Out of the entire Cartoons lineup, this is the only one I don't remember watching until this year. This had a pretty short run on Cartoon Network. Once again, it's like Sheep in the Big City. I don't think it made it to like 2003. It certainly didn't make it into the Toon City era. So I may have watched this, but once again, it had a run of like 12 episodes and then it was gone. I guess it didn't do too well. And it's a shame because when I got this is another bootleg. It's a very cheap one, as you can tell. It's nowhere near as good as Cow and Chicken. When I got this, I had a look at the pilot episode, and it's a shame that it didn't do well because the pilot episode was actually pretty good. So yeah, it's a very, very basic DVD case. The info in the back is basically just copy and pasted. It could just have been copy and pasted from Wikipedia for all I know. It's a very bland front cover, but honestly, I'm not expecting Robot Jones to get any official home media. We're going to be pushing it for this one. But yeah, it's a shame the show didn't do better. It was a very cool idea with a good pilot.
Cartoon Friday.
Codename Kids Next Door.
All right, guys, let's just get this over with.
This was one of my favorite shows in the 2000s. It was probably, I think it was my third favorite behind Billy and Mandy and Ed, Edd and Eddy. But honestly, I'd have to factor in Powerpuff Girls as well, and I'm not sure. Kids Next Door, once again, does not have an official release, so I picked up this one off Amazon. I think this was the first one I bought outside of Ed, Edd and Eddy. Yeah, Super Huge's Missions File 1. It's just a random selection of episodes, and it's a really good DVD set. I watched this when I got it. It was late at night. It was like the old times, just late at night watching some old cartoons. And yeah, for what it offers, it's actually a pretty good set. It would be cool to get a complete series set on this. But yeah, for what this is actually pretty good. Yeah, you got 10 episodes. Well, you technically got 9 episodes on it. One of them's a 2-parter. But yeah, this was pretty good. Oh, also, it has a bonus cartoon in the special features. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Interesting. I wonder if this came out when Foster's was new. And that would explain why it's on here. But yeah, Super Huge's Missions, great DVD.
Cartoon.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Yeah, this was one of the later cartoons I watched. I have a Cartoon Network recording from 2004. It has the Halloween tree in it, so I think it was like a horror themed week or something. So I don't remember watching the show then, but I remember not being drawn to the show during the initial Cartoons run. Because it was the last show of the night in the first year. It was after Courage the Cowardly Dog. So I don't remember being drawn to it. And it's a shame, really. This is a great show. This is one of the best they ever made. This is another bootleg. It's from the same people who made Cow and Chicken. It has every episode. It's got most of the bonus features. Yeah, I've not checked out this one yet. But I look forward to that. That would be pretty cool. And it also has the Billy and Mandy segments from Grim and Evil. I never watched that one. It was like the first season of Billy and Mandy, and then there were segments for Evil Con Carne. Which, on that note, Evil Con Carne. This is a show I didn't see until a few years back. My wife knows the show better than I do. Yeah, it's basically like the 2000s equivalent of I Am Weasel. It's like it's like a bear with an evil brain attached to him. I don't remember the show as much as I should. I know General Scar moved to Billy and Mandy. I remember that. Actually, the thing about Hector Con Carne, the appearance I remember best from him is from the Billy and Mandy episode with the farting duck.
Hey, a duck! What the heck just happened?
Where the duck encounters people and then they just get thrown in prison. Then all of a sudden, Hector Con Carne's there.
4 hours. Man, he's working fast.
I'm not even on this stupid show anymore.
Yeah, so this is another bootleg. It's from the same people who made Robot Jones. It is laughably cheap. It's a very slim case. The text on the side doesn't even line up right, so this is laughably cheap. But if you want Evil Con Carne, until Warner Brothers puts out a complete set, this is probably as good as you're going to get. So yeah, laughably cheap bootleg, but you know, it's if you want the show on physical media, it's probably as good as you're going to get. Also of note, like Billy and Mandy, Evil Con Carne has segments from Grim and Evil, specifically, obviously, the Evil Con Carne segments, which I think takes up the majority of season 1. So yeah, Evil Con Carne didn't really run that long. It had as many episodes as Robot Jones, I think. Yeah, Billy and Mandy was just the more popular show, so yeah. So once again, extremely cheap set, but if you want to own all of Evil Con Carne, this is probably the best you're going to get until Warner actually puts out a box set.
Cartoon.
And of course, for a collection like this, we need a shelf guardian. So we have this. This is a rubber unicorn head. My wife got me this as a joke gift. She was away in the Canary Islands in July, and how do I explain this? It relates to my Grand Theft Auto Online character. Basically, I'm a guy who goes around wearing a unicorn head, and it's basically my entire persona, actually. And then she just thought this would be a great gag, and yeah. It guards the cartoons now. Because why the fuck not? So yeah, this is my complete collection so far. I don't think it's complete yet. Technically, it's not complete. I would like to own a DVD set of the pilots that aired on Cartoon Fridays but didn't actually make it to complete series, like Long Hair and Double Dome, Lost Cat. There was a show about a cactus. I forget what that was. But yeah, it would be cool to own them. And if I'm being super technical, there's the Tomfoolery compilation DVDs that actually have individual episodes from all these shows. And if I want to get really, really loose about this, I could get other shows that aired on the UK Cartoons block. That included, obviously, Hi Puffy Amiyumi. That's been there. That was there since 2005. That's a great show. There's My Gym Partner's a Monkey. There was Camp Laszlo. Ben 10 aired there at some point. You know, there's just a lot of options I have on how to expand this collection. I'm a lot looser than I am with other collections, other DVDs and other collections I have, but yeah, I love this. This is great. Like I said, it's been a dream to own all of these. Like I said, also, not everything has a complete DVD set, like Johnny Bravo, Michael and Dogs, Sheep in the Big City, Kids Next Door, and all them. So if they do get a complete series set, which I hope would happen, like Kids Next Door, that would be a great set to have. These will get swapped out. So yeah, some of them are just placeholders for the other shows, but yeah, this is a dream come true to own this as a kid of the 90s who lost so many years of his life to Cartoon Network, and hey, it's a better use of a shelf than just having a series of Pokemon DVDs I'd never watch. Yeah, cartoons. You know, there's only one way this video can end.